Hello everyone. This video is going to cover backgrounds in CSS. So to start, backgrounds can be specified both on your entire page and on individual boxes within your document. So full page backgrounds are specified with a body selector because the body is going to contain everything within the browser window. So this is going to be specified on the body selector. And there's two ways that you can do background here. There's background color, which we covered in the color video, and there's background image, which will allow you to specify images within the CSS. So we could change our background color to something like light blue, or we could add in a background image with URL and then in parentheses and single quotation marks, a complete URL to a given background image. Background images will by default tile across your entire document. That means they will repeat left to right and top to bottom. And for this reason, you generally want, if you're going to do a background pattern, a very, very small square image that can repeat all the way across to create a cohesive background. There's times when you're going to want a background image that's a single image, like a photograph, but those times are much less common and they're a little bit more complicated because you have to accommodate the fact that different browser sizes will display that image a little bit differently. So you need to be able to adjust accordingly, and I'm not really going to cover that in this video because it's a little bit more complicated. The same things that you can do with the body element can be done to individual boxes to create a background for those boxes. So for instance, I could create a background color or a background pattern or image for my H1, and you'll see it applies only to that individual box. In every case that you use a background image, you should have a fallback of a background color here. So let's say background color of gray, so that if my background color or my background image disappears or somehow breaks, that background color will adjust and it'll look fairly similar despite the missing image. Finally, there's a few other properties that you need to know for working with backgrounds. The first is background repeat. And background repeat is going to handle how that background tiles. So I'm actually going to move this back up to the body selector so you can see it in full size. And by default, background repeat is set to repeat, but you can change this to repeat X, which will repeat the background and tile it just horizontally. Repeat Y, which will do it just vertically, or no repeat, which will do just the background image without it ever tiling across the entire document. You can also set background attachment. By default, your background will scroll with your document, but you can set it to fixed so that when a user scrolls, that background stays in the background fixed in place. Finally, there's background position. And to see this, let's go back and add a background repeat of no repeat. And you'll see right now that that background is placed in the top left corner of my document. I want to instead tell it that I want a background position of top right. One thing to note here, this is not hyphenated. There's a space between this because these are separate things. I can do top and I can't do top and bottom actually, but I can do top left, I can do bottom left, and so on. I cannot do top and bottom or left and right because those are going to conflict with each other. But these are individual different values, so I can set just top or I can set just bottom, and that's going to adjust from there. That about does it for these style focus videos. The next video is going to go into positioning. Thanks for watching.